Good afternoon. Great to have you here with us. I'm Dustin Grove with meteorologist Sean Ash. Here we go again. Another weather impact alert day coming off those severe storms this week. We've got the potential for more on the way.
We do. We're going to get storms here. Some of them, well, we're going to have areas of flash flooding. I can't tell you exactly where that's going to occur right now, but we'll follow it. And then we've got the potential for some severe gusts and possibly a few tornadoes in parts of our area. So much to cover here. So let's start with more of a broad view of live Doppler 13 radar here. Nothing imminent right now. You got a couple of hours where, at least around the metro area, the radar is going to be quiet. However, you can see those lightning strikes over southern Illinois. I want you to be aware, between the hours of about 2 p.m. and 6 p.m., this axis of heavy rain, non-severe thunderstorms, but there's going to be a lot of lightning. They may have some small hail. That's all going to be drifting to the north here. So we're going to have a couple of different rounds of thunderstorms for today. This first batch is going to have school pickups, after school activity impacts, and the afternoon and early evening commute will be impacted by this. In addition to that, you can see the expansion of the severe weather probabilities, and especially over that southwestern corner, Bloomington, Bedford, Seymour, down toward Evansville, potential for wind and tornadoes here. All right, so watch Future Track 13. We're going to focus on this first batch of thunderstorms. That will be moving in south to north from about 2 to 4 or 5 p.m. So we're going to get that first, and then this is going to be our problem during the evening and overnight tonight. Unfortunately, it's going to be an overnight deal from about 10, 11 o'clock to about 3 or 4 in the morning. We will be on top of this from start to finish on WTHR Plus. I'll have more on this and when it gets out coming up in the forecast in a few minutes.
All right, and Sean, with the heavy rain and storms expected today and tomorrow, we want to keep you ready. Download the WTHR Plus to follow live Doppler 13 radar, stream in-depth forecast, and you can also watch our extended weather coverage right there. Again, it's WTHR Plus. Download on your TV, and you can stream for free. This afternoon, Governor Braun is activating the Indiana National Guard to help with storm recovery across the state. One of the big problems right now is still so many downed power lines. Thousands of people. Now, this is a look at the latest numbers here. You're looking online at AES Indiana. Still just over 6,000 people without power. That's concentrated primarily, as you can see, in Marion County and Indianapolis. Of course, workers are still working round the clock to try and get everybody back online. And at least 5 tornadoes are now confirmed after those storms swept through the area Wednesday night. One of the hardest hit areas is Brownsburg. The National Weather Service confirming an EF2 tornado touched down there. And now many people are stepping up to help in all the cleanup efforts. So much to clean up there in Hendricks County. Homes, businesses, warehouses, even family farms are damaged. You're looking at one of the warehouses where there was a partial building collapse there. Dozens of homes will now need new roofs. Kids Plant is one of the businesses hit. The owner there tells us on a typical day they host several families, now unsure when they're going to be able to reopen. A neighbor says it's really hard to see so many people with this much damage.
It's hard. It's mind-blowing. I feel I wouldn't want nobody to go through this, nobody. So you can imagine when people go through stuff like this, you can imagine what they feel and how they lose everything. But your life is spared, but you just think about anything can be taken in the twinkling of an eye.
She's got that right. The surveys of damage continue today as weather teams comb miles of this storm's path across the state. That path stretched all the way to Muncie in Delaware County, and we talked with a farmer there. He says his son had farm equipment stored in a barn that the storm ripped apart. There it is right there. He's grateful nobody was hurt. Now he and his son are working together using a front end loader to clear all that debris and get ready for the spring planting season. The Red Cross is now busy helping those with significant home damage. They opened a shelter in Pittsburgh at the United Methodist Church on Main Street. The address there on your screen. This is in Hendricks County. Red Cross shelters are open 24 hours a day, no ID required, but you are urged to bring some personal items, including bedding, clothing, and any medications you have. The twister that tore through Carmel was an EF1 tornado. The mayor there, Sue Finkham, declaring a state of local disaster emergency for the next 7 days. The city council called an emergency meeting to assess all the needs there in that community. Carmel Dispatch reports hundreds of calls. City leaders are warning you that scammers take advantage of tragedies like this, so beware. If somebody knocks on your door looking for work, make sure that person is legit. In Carmel, there's a permitting process and background check required for people doing those door-to-door type sales. City leaders want to make sure you hire someone who is vetted. Right now, Metro Police are investigating on the city's northeast side after a juvenile was shot. We went to the scene at Park Forest Court near North Arlington and East 46. This was just before 3 o'clock this morning. That's where investigators say they found the juvenile, who is now at the hospital.
Well, unfortunately, there's a lot of people, or some people in our society, who don't really respect life, and they're quick to take permanent measures to temporary problems, and that's unfortunate. And tonight, it wasn't handled correctly.
At this hour, police are interviewing several people at the scene. So far, no suspects as of now. We'll keep track of that, let you know if there's anything that changes. We're also working to learn more about the discovery of a man's body inside a U-Haul on the east side. The Marion County Coroner's Office is identifying him as 61-year-old Ryan McClellan. Police tell us he died at the scene along Washington Street near State Avenue. He was found just before 7:30 last night. Investigators believe this was a targeted shooting. If you know anything about the incident, you're urged to call IMPD or Crime Stoppers. You can do so anonymously. Today we're hearing from a mom who is mourning the loss of her son, a young father of two. 18-year-old Jaden Godfrey was shot and killed on the near northwest side of Indianapolis. Police say it happened just before 5 Wednesday night near 32nd and MLK. Godfrey was seeking help after the shooting, and his body was found down the street from the scene. Jaden was a student at Indianapolis Metropolitan High School. His mom tells us Jaden loved his two kids, an 8-month-old and a 3-month-old. And he loved basketball too.
It still don't feel real. It don't feel real. Just like my son was asleep. All I can say is, Jaden, get up.
Police say right before the gunfire, there was some kind of disturbance between two acquaintances, and they have a potential suspect. As we learn more, we'll bring it to you. A 17-year-old could be facing charges in connection with an armed robbery on the city's east side. Investigators say a woman told them she'd been robbed yesterday near Pendleton Pike and Shadeland Avenue. Police found the suspect a short time later. They say after the arrest, they found a handgun belonging to the teen. The gun was equipped with a machine gun conversion device, and there was a second handgun reportedly stolen from the woman at a gas station. The teen now faces multiple preliminary charges. And now to the State House, where lawmakers have passed a bill possibly banning transgender athletes from participating in women's college sports here in Indiana. That bill now headed to the governor's desk. It passed the Senate yesterday, the vote 42-6. Governor Braun signed an executive order earlier this year that effectively does the same thing as this bill. The NCAA also changed its policy earlier this year that banned transgender women from competing in women's college sports. Lawmakers who sponsored the bill say this would protect athletes from any changes to the NCAA policy in the future.